I want to look at this Mithra, the pagan Christ. Both Mithra and Christ were described verily as the way, the truth, the life, and the life, the Word, the Son of God, the Good Shepherd. The Christian literally to Jesus would easily be an illogical literally to the Sun God. Mithra is often represented as carrying a lamb on his shoulders, just as Jesus is. Midnight services were found in both religions. The Virgin Mother was easily merged with the Virgin Mary. Petra, the sacred rock of Mithraism, became Peter, the foundation of the Christian church. Now this is, to me, this is one of the ways that they have gotten paganism into God's Word, the Bible. We should not worship this creature. Mithra as the sun god. In Indian, Mithra was essentially a solar deity, representing the friendly aspects of the sun. So too was the Persian derived Mithra, who was the preventive god and the bestower of health, wealth, and food. Mithra also seemed to have been looked upon as a sort of Prometheus for the gift of fire. His worship purified and fed the devotee from sin and disease. Especially Mithra came from more militant, and he is best known as a warrior. Well, now, according to that, if this God should be true, then why do we have diseases now? Why do we have the GMOs in our food? So, that's another stupid thing they have going on here. So let's go on down here and find, there we go. Mithra in the Roman Empire. Subsequent to the military campaign of Alexander the Great in the 4th century BCE, and this right here is before creation evolved, which that is another pagan thing that they want you to look at and not look. This right here is BC is before Christ. We did not evolve. Every time you see that word evolve, it makes me mad to see that word. Because we did not evolve. A butterfly evolves. A caterpillar evolves into a butterfly. So how can people say that we as human beings evolved into something? What? The scum? Well, I'll tell you what, if you believe you are evolved from scum, then you are scum. And you are going to act like scum. But now, if you feel that you have been created by God, for God, then you are something better than scum. Anyway, Mithra became the favorite deity of Asia Minor. Christians, writers, Dr. Samuel Jackson and George W. Gilmore, editors of the New Scoff Horus Encyclopedia of Religious Knowledge, remarks, it was probably at this period, 250 to 100 BC, there we go, that's the way it should be worded, BC, that the Mithric system of ritual and doctrine took the form which is afterward returned. Here it came into contact with the mysteries, of which there were many varieties, among which the most noble were of the Chaldees. According to Roman history, Publius 446 to 120 A.D., and I'm not saying the other, Mithra began to be assaulted by the Roman during the pompous military campaign against the Chaldeans portrayed around 70 B.C. and no E, which I'm not saying. The religion eventually migrated from Asia Minor through the soldiers, many of whom had been citizens of the religion, into Rome and as far reaches into the empire. Syrian merchants brought Monotheism to the major cities, such as Alexander, Rome, and Carthage, which captives carried into the countryside. By the 3rd century, Marianism and its mysteries permitted the Roman Empire to expand from India to Scotland, with abundant movement in the numerous countries around about over 420 Monotheistic sites so far discovered. So this is saying that the soldiers and all brought more of this pagan worship and spreaded it around the world and was taken over what Christ came here and done. We as people of Christ need to separate ourselves from these pagan worshipers and just worship Him in the Spirit. There is no picture of Christ. And every time that you see a picture of Christ does not mean that it is Him. There is no picture. And we should not in any way make a picture of Him. And this is one of the pictures that people think is Christ when it's not. So this is a false Christ. We do not need to worship Him. Well, thank you guys. Bye. I have to come back and I have to comment more. We have the Holy Bible, which teaches us God's way. There is no mystery in it. He is plain and clear on what He has to say. The Quran had the bound to have been brought here by the soldiers, as you can tell by that Mithra. And now we have this stupid Quran stuff in our court system, which should have never been there, and neither should any of the Roman. It should have been founded on the Bible like they taught us to be. But the government wants to lie to you. They want sin more than they want honesty. Honesty is always the best policy, because the policy is, where are you going to go when the end comes to your life? Do you want to be pregnant women? Just think about your virgins that you're going to have, men. Are they going to be men? Animals? What are they going to be? The way I see it, you all don't have no morals about you. And I don't care how you think or what you think about me. I have my way, you have your way. And if you don't change your life, then you will end up where you don't want to be.